Hey y'all, welcome back. Okay, today we are talking about the quiet damage of a one sided story. Okay, let's talk about something that doesn't get called out enough. All right, stop talking about the person who would never do you how you did them. Yeah, I said that. And that's why I'm going to say it again. Stop talking about the person who would never do you how you did them. Because think about it. Sometimes the real problem isn't what someone did to us, it's what we keep saying about them afterwards. There's a strange habit people have when relationships end. We talk about friendships, dating, family, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? These situationships, whatever. The story gets told, but only one version makes it out into the world. And in that version, somehow, mm, somehow, the person who tried, respected you, and stayed solid turns into the villain in your story. But here's the truth. Some people didn't betray you. They just stopped tolerating things that were hurting them. Okay? They just stopped tolerating things that were hurting them. Some people didn't abandon you. They simply protected their peace. And some people you're still talking about today would have never disrespected you the way you have been disrespecting them in your conversations. That's where the wounding happens. Not always with fists, not always with screaming. Sometimes words that come from the mouth, okay? So, the reason why I wanted to talk about this because no one wants to sit here and understand that they are the bad guy. And I know for a fact that's what's wrong in society in the world today. Everyone thinks, "Oh no, it's not me, it's them." You got to sit here. What do I always talk about? That accountability. You have to be able to sit here and be like, "You know what? That was me." In this story, I am the villain. And no one wants to be the villain. No one wants to be looked at as a bad person. But you got to understand that's how you can tell that you're not true with yourself. Because, mind you, everything starts with you. If you lying to you, how are you going to be good for anybody out there? And think about it. If you can sit here and just say, you know what? That was me. Like I messed up. I created a nothing into something. Now we have all these problems. You can't sit here and be like, no, the only reason why we have these problems is because you did this or you didn't do that. No. Like you need to sit here and understand that we are grown out here. Okay. If you feel like things are not going the way that they should be going, or in a sense of you're like, you know what? I don't deserve this. I deserve more. If you came up with that conclusion and you still decided to stay in whatever you got going on, that's on you. You can't blame nobody because if you were sitting here and you really looked at the situation for what it is, and you're just like, nah, man, this ain't it. And you still stayed there, that's your fault. You don't want to admit that that's your fault, but it is what it is. Stop sitting here and talking about people that no matter how mad the situation gets, how mad, whatever they are, if you know good and well they would not be out here throwing dirt on your name, why would you sit here and talk about all of this nonsense about this person, about this group? It is what it is, whoever it is. If you really sit here and do that, this is what we don't understand. That really shows our character. We don't like to be like, no, that's not me. I was just upset. But even though you were upset, pay attention to a different version of you that you turn into when you're mad. If somebody can make you that mad and you just start dragging them through the dirt, It makes you sit here and think, like, wait a minute, was the care even there? And nobody likes to realize that. No, I did care, but no. Think about it. If you care regardless. It's like, I see you doing me so dirty and so wrong, but I would never do that. I can't do that when it comes to you. And I get how people be feeling, but nah, man, that's different right there. Being mad, dealing with whatever it is, and you're still here. See, a lot of people sit here and take that for granted. And just like, yeah, I can get that anywhere. It is what it is because of me. Ah, you better let that pride go. And it's like, it's a lot actually. Okay, Gina talk. So, I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not gonna make it seem like I'm perfect. Not gonna make it seem like I got it all together because I don't. I'm still in progress. I'm still healing. I would rather sit here and let all of the bad parts of me come out so I can sit here and realize and be like, yo, that was not okay. Like, that was not right. And I am woman enough to be able to sit here and be like, that's the type of person that I was. I didn't even know that it was me. I literally sat here and said, no, this only happened because, no, there's no because. You should have never did that, because the harsh truth and reality is, when you keep sitting here and doing that to a person or to people or whatever, at one point in time they're going to sit here and be like, yo, enough is enough. Like, I'm not taking this no more. And there's not going to be a, but wait, I'm sorry. It's just, how many sorries until a person, you're going to drive that other person crazy. And I'm gonna tell ya, I literally had to keep being that version until I sat here and really thought about it and really looked at it. And I'm just like, girl, you crazy. No, I'm like so serious. I know people don't like being called crazy, but if you moving like that, you are crazy, because that makes absolutely no sense. I've realized that means that you are not in tune with you, you know? Mind you, exactly what I said before. A lot of people don't want to hear that. That will never be me. Stop lying, okay? We've all been through things in life that we hear and we see and be like, wow, that's crazy. Let's not forget about you. Don't sit here and want to judge other people and forget that you're not perfect and forget that you don't have it all together. You might have not been through a situation like that. You probably wouldn't have moved the way they did, whatever you heard or you saw, this and that. You don't know how. Well, it doesn't even matter how people grew up. You don't know how their thought process is. Maybe you're just like, I wouldn't have did it like that. I would have did it like this. That's cool, but you're not that person. So stop saying that would never be me, because God can sit here and turn things around in 2.5. So stop talking about people. Stop judging people, because just because you on 10 right now, you get that full of yourself and you just like, I can always, I will. No, you are not in charge of what's going on in life right now. That's what I be saying. You have to stay and remain humble. Y'all do not understand. When I really sat here and I saw how my mind was thinking, and the way I was doing this because, I wasn't the best version of me, but it's kind of like when you're just so mad and it's just like, yo, but that's not okay. Because how dare you sit here and talk about somebody that would never do that, starting off. And secondly, they just would not put you through dirt because you are you. And when I thought about that, I'm just like, yo, you need to get it together. Okay? Because this is crazy. It doesn't make sense. Because what do they always say? Treat people how you want to be treated, even in the midst of you being upset, even in your feelings are taking over the looking at the whole situation. Emotions over logic. No, 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 no. Emotions are emotions. You have to put yourself in the other person's shoes. Like, how would you feel if that person was doing you how you do them? Because, mind you, be careful what you put out into the world because it'll always come back. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to miss out on good people by being this way. And I'm not lying to y'all or nothing. Y'all already know. I only talk about things that I've been through. So, yeah, that was like a really big realization for me. And I didn't even know that I was doing that. I'm just like, you know what? No, I'm just angry right now. No. Like, you can be angry right now, but when you decide to sit here and just not talk to that person or those people, or like I be telling y'all, just shut up and pray, because if you talk to God, God ain't gonna tell nobody. You sit here and you talk to people, they gonna tell the next one and that one. And mind you, what if you fix the situation, but now the whole world know what's going on because you do not know how to be quiet and take the time out and sit here and think about it, or just talk to that person or those people. So I had to learn it the hard way, but I'm happy to say that I learned though. Because I am not the only one out there. And if you make it seem like I've never done that, you're a liar. Plain and simple, you're a liar. At some point in life, you have always talked about someone. You have always sat here and talked about a situation and you're just down in this person because you were so hurt. Firstly, you need to get your emotions in check, okay? Because everything that you're going through, the whole world does not need to know. My biggest thing is you sit here and you pray about it. You want to say something, but you know if you say it like that, it's going to turn into a mess. Don't say nothing. Go in your little corner. It don't even have to be a corner. Even if you in your car, just take the time out and just sit here and pray. Like, Lord, I really want to talk about this, but what I want to say, I know it's not okay. I need your help on this. One or two things is going to happen. You're going to have the right words, or you ain't going to have nothing to say. And I know it's going to bother you by not having nothing to say. But it doesn't bother me anymore because now I think about it differently. I'm like, you know what? If I would have said what I thought, this would have been a mess. I'm sitting here being quiet. Maybe the other person can say something that makes sense and it just erases the whole thought I had. I would have been like, wow, because I took it like this, but you meant it like that. That's another thing. A lot of people are hearing what the other person is saying or the group of people is saying and turning it into a negative when it was never meant to be a negative. I'm just saying it from my perspective. You're taking that personally. And if someone is sitting here and taking things personally and you didn't mean it, it's not your fault because I'm explaining to you this is what it is and you're taking it that way. If you take it that way, then take it that way. But I didn't say that. But you can't sit here and force someone to understand what you're saying. People know what they be doing. That's just what it is. I'm saying it like this, but you're taking it down the street. If you want to take it down the street, take it down the street and run with it. But I'm not going there, but you want to go there. So you have fun with that. You can't bring me along in something that I was never putting out there to you. If that's what you came up, cool. But like I'm saying, don't sit here and talk about that person or those people when you know good and well they would have never done that to you, because that's going to turn into resentment. And it's kind of like, wow, but I said no. It's nice. You can keep saying over and over and over again, but you can't keep doing the same thing over and over and over again and thinking it's going to be okay all the time. No, because at some point, people get tired and they're entired. No, I'm sorry. They're entitled. They're entitled to be tired. And if they just be like, yo, enough is enough, you gotta let it be. You done made your bed, so you better sit there and lay in it. You don't need no company. You did that all by yourself. So enjoy it. And I'm gonna just end it with this. So today's reminder is simple. Stop wounding people who never wounded you. And when I say never wounded you, maybe they have, but look at it in the sense of they probably like hurt me once. But even with that once wound, I'm holding on to that forever. So I'm going to keep doing this for the rest of life because of that one time. Stop. That doesn't make sense. Just stop. Not every ending needs a villain, okay? Sometimes people just couldn't meet in the same place anymore. And that is okay. That is okay. So, I'm Gina, and this is OMGina. Talk to ya next time. Protect your peace always and stop being the bad guy, okay? When you realize it, stop it. Don't do it again.